Hello. Hey there. So it's December 1st, and I'm about to finish the editing process for the Pokemon Snap video, and I'm going to try to keep this quote unquote podcast episode a little short because there's not that much to say. It's a very short review video, isn't it? So, uh, a couple things. I mentioned in the Pokemon Snap review at the beginning that I'm writing these videos a long time in advance, and it's true. I suppose I haven't talked about it much yet, if at all. I can't remember if I've discussed it recently, but it's true. I have a stockpile, a backlog of scripts that I want to make into videos, and it's a long backlog. I won't say how long I want to leave want to leave it to your imagination, but I will say that it's almost 2022, and I played Pokemon Snap in like mid to late 2020. uh, so it's been waiting over a year. It's true. I know that's unusual, but I've planned my I've planned season 2 for a long time. I've wanted to do season 2 for a long time. There were some problems in my way. There was some personal stuff that was keeping me too busy to figure out videos, and there was the fact that, as I say in the Pokemon Snap video, my previous computer was so bad that the video editing software would just crash. So, it's not easy to get a new computer, especially for someone like me who's not very technically savvy, and I didn't really know what to look for in a computer, but I discussed it with several friends and family members who helped me. The family helped me pay for it, and then after I was able to edit videos again, I needed to figure out what the process would look like from now on. And again, I'm not technically savvy, so it took me a long time in 2021 just to figure out where to go next, what to do next, how to move on, because I used to use Windows Movie Maker, which is no longer available, and even when it was available, it was really not very good. It was so slow. It was like a big obstacle to my progress. Plus, I got like school and personal stuff. It's really hard to make time for this sort of thing, for any sort of creative project when you are a young adult. Uh, it's hard, but I've been feeling a lot of determination and drive to get these videos made because they've been such long-term plans. But sometimes I get big-time nerves. I get really anxious about continuing, about how well I'm going to be able to do. And back when I did what I would call season 1 years ago, the nerves were even worse. I've grown a little bit since then, and I have overcome the nerves to such an extent to make, what is it now, 6 reviews, I think, which is already more than I did in season 1, I'm pretty sure. So, Pokemon Snap, it's a great game. I stand by the 7 out of 10 rating because to me 7 out of 10 means very good. It means beyond just good, it's very good. Great even. And it's very advanced for a 64 game. Of course, there's not a lot to do in it, very short, but I've learned a few things about Pokemon Snap since writing this video. I've learned that its development is not quite as creatively bankrupt as I thought. It came out about 2 years after the original Pokemon Red and Blue in 2000, I believe, and um, in development, it was not a Pokemon game. In its earliest prototype stages, it was a game called Jack and the Beanstalk, and it was about photography. It was about like an on-rails photo-taking game for the Nintendo 64 disk drive, which of course was a failure. So they dropped support for the disk drive, just made it a regular 64 game, and um, and the thing about its development was that the developers wanted to make a photography game, but they weren't sure what kind of what would drive the player to take photos. They weren't sure what would be exciting to take pictures of. So then when Pokemon came out, and it was a huge success, basically immediately after Pokemon Red and Blue's release, uh, they said, switch the game's theme, switch it to a Pokemon game. We gotta make something to capitalize on the success of this new franchise. And it was one of the first 3D Pokemon games, so one of the reasons it was really big is at the time because it was probably like probably the first 3D Pokemon game. I don't think there was an earlier. I don't know. I'll look it up right now. When did Pokemon Stadium come out? Because that was on the 64, and 2000's kind of late for the 64. Pokemon Stadium release date. Wow, okay. Pokemon Stadium came out in August 1998. And when did Red and Blue come out? September. Wait. Pokemon Stadium came out in North America. Okay. I googled Pokemon Stadium release date. For some reason, the first Google result says 1998, but then I go to Wikipedia, it says 2000, which makes much more sense. Wait, Pokemon Stadium, known in Japan as Pokemon Stadium 2? What? What? I'm reading from the Wikipedia article on Pokemon Stadium. It says, Pokemon Stadium, known in Japan as Pokemon Stadium 2, is a sequel to the Japanese-only 1998 Nintendo 64 release Pocket Monsters Stadium. Wow, I didn't know any of that. This is getting funky. This is getting weird. Okay, so the chronology of this is getting really weird, but the point is that Pokemon Stadium and Pokemon Snap both came out in the West in the year 2000. So they were some of the first 3D Pokemon games available in America, and it really brought a lot of life to Pokemon. First time seeing them like animated like this. I mean, 3D animated at least. And yeah, Satoru Iwata worked on. Well, he might have worked on the game. What I meant to actually say was not Iwata, but Shigesato Itoi. That's who I meant to say. Shigesato Itoi, the developer of the Earthbound Mother trilogy, worked on Pokemon Snap. And I like the game, and I really respect it. And I think it's one of the best Pokemon spin-offs. I did play Pokemon Mystery Dungeon as a kid. I'm not planning on reviewing that anytime soon, but I don't know. I might not talk about that on the channel for quite a while, but yeah, I played Pokemon Mystery Dungeon Blue Rescue Team and Explorers of Time as a kid, and I love those games. Like, great RPGs and a really interesting new like style of Pokemon game that just made me love Pokemon so much more. I did get into Pokemon very late. When I was a kid, the newest games, I suppose, were Gen 3. Like, I when did Gen 3? Pokemon Ruby Sapphire release date 2002. Yeah, so so when I was growing up, I was at like a ripe age to be playing Gen 3 or Gen 4, because I had a Game Boy Advance and a DS. I just didn't like. I wanted my parents to get me Pokemon, and what they got me, like, they went to a GameStop and they came back with Pokemon Mystery Dungeon. So that was my Pokemon that I grew up with. I didn't get the main Pokemon games until X and Y on the 3DS, and I loved those. But of course, in retrospect, I understand they're not the best compared to the 2D games like Gen 3, Gen 5. And since then, I have gone back and played some of the older generations. I played Gen 5 and 2 Crystal, but I don't really have time to get into the whole Pokemon series as an older person. I'm not old, but like older than its target demographic, since I wasn't heavily into the main series as a kid. I did actually complete my living Pokédex in Gen 7. That took like hours and hours of work. That took hundreds of hours of work across Gens 5, 6, and 7 to get the living Pokédex, which means I collected one of each Pokemon simultaneously stored in the PC in numerical order, all the way from Bulbasaur to Zorora. It was the final one ever. I had one of each. They were all there. That took a lot of work, but it was mostly like breeding, grinding, and transferring from older generations. So I currently have every Pokemon, including Mythicals, saved on a copy of Ultra Moon, which is... It's occurred to me recently that I've been thinking about Pokemon due to this video, that's a rare achievement, simply because starting with Gen 8, they're not supporting every Pokemon anymore. They're not putting every Pokemon in every game. They're not doing national dexes anymore, which means I got a living dex at the final possible opportunity that I could have. I can't do it in Gen 8. I might never be able to do it again. It had to be Gen 7. I had to get every mythical, and lucky for me, I did. The Pokemon Company around like 2016-15, they started doing this thing where once a month they would roll out one mythical for every player to collect every month, and it would either be online or you would have to go to your nearest GameStop to pick up a free card. And so I participated in that every month. I went to a GameStop or I went online on my 3DS, and I got mythicals, and that's how I got every mythical in the series. And I was very lucky to be able to complete a living dex, you know, at the last hour. And that's one of my more proud gaming achievements. I really like accomplishing, like, I like accomplishing really hardcore stuff in games. I got top 500 in Overwatch on console. Of course, every time I say I was top 500 in Overwatch, every time I tell my friends that, they're like, oh yeah, but it's on console, so it's different. And I mean, they're right, but wow, I really don't have supportive friends. I mean, yeah, just like immediately dash my achievement and change the subject. Great. Like, what rank did you get on Overwatch on PC or on console? And I 106% completed Super Meat Boy, and I got a platinum trophy in every Soulsborne game. So, sorry to brag, but this is what I find fun. I find it fun to, like, seek out a really crazy, insane milestone in gaming and do it, and I got every Pokemon. It is a lot of work. I also got a few shinies. Did it like I dabbled in shiny hunting a little bit in Gen 6 and 7. Um, I mean, I wasn't like very patient with it, but I found out I can't remember what it is now, but at the time I knew of a method that like drastically increased my odds of getting a shiny Pokemon by fishing. So I would end up getting several water type shinies. Like I got a shiny Melodic, and it was even a female, so that was rare because like female only female Feebas can evolve into Melodic. But anyway, I got a shiny Wailord. That was a good one. It was pink. Shiny Craw. What was it called? It's been so long since I've played a Pokemon game. I didn't play Gen 8. It's like a crawfish Pokemon is Crobs. I can't remember, but I think that was Gen 2 or 3. Some crawfish Pokemon, and yeah, I got a shiny Blissey. That was a good one. Got a shiny Chansey, and I evolved it into a Blissey. I guess it's debatable whether I should have evolved it or not, but I did. Also randomly, like totally randomly, found a shiny Venomoth. Nope, not Venomoth. What's it called? Less cool than Venomoth. It's like Caterpie evolves into this toxic moth. I can't remember, sorry, There are 800 Pokemon. It's been years since I've played. I fell out of it after completing the dex. That was my final mission in that series, and then after they removed the national dex from Pokemon Gen 8, I totally lost interest. That was the main draw of the series for me, and just, I never wanted to play a Pokemon game again. I had enough. That was enough. From what I've seen, I'm not interested anymore in the series and its future direction. Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl look pretty bad to me. Sword and Shield, I mean, they might be fine, but like no more Mega Evolutions, no more National Dex. Why even play? I don't want to play. Sun and Moon were like, they made good improvements to the series formula, but overall were just too easy and too linear, too tutorial centric. Too many unskippable cutscenes. And I played Ultra Sun and I played Ultra Moon, but I just hated it. I just hated the changes that Ultra Moon made to regular Sun and Moon. I just hated the changes, and they added these new Ultra Beasts that just were an inconvenience to me. Well, anyway, let's see. Just before I call it quits here, I just want to mention one last thing. In this Pokemon Snap video, I left like the whole first minute of the video black and edited that part last, cause like I'm just talking about real world stuff. I'm talking about my writing process and like about birthday money and about going shopping. So I edited the rest of the video because I wasn't sure what to put there at the beginning. Like, should I put Pokemon Snap footage? No, because I haven't brought it up yet. I haven't introduced it. I haven't set it up. Should I? But should it just be like a picture, like an interesting picture? No, that would be super boring, and then people would click off because they would think that would be the whole video. So I mean, I thought like my most interesting choice would just be to put in footage of a different game entirely. And so I was looking around my collection of PlayStation saved video clips, and I remembered Genichiro. I thought, like, yeah, this isn't a huge Sekiro spoiler. I want some gameplay that'll like be interesting to watch, be entertaining. But it's not like a huge spoiler. First of all, because it's not a spoiler to know that you fight a human guy with a bow in Sekiro. That's not a big spoiler. And second, because it's not even regular Genichiro, it's inner Genichiro, so he's not like a part of the story. It's just people should already know that inner Genichiro is the game in the game, even if they haven't played it. It's not a big deal. Yeah, you can fight Genichiro in the main story, and you can rematch him in his inner form. So I was fighting inner Genichiro, and this was part of the Gauntlet of Strength, the trial of the Mortal Journey, I believe it's called. I did complete the Mortal Journey in Sekiro, where you boss rush every boss in a row with absolutely no reward, and except for 2 very easy bosses not included in the boss rush. So anyway, I thought it would be interesting to include that clip of Inner Genichiro because while practicing him for the Gauntlet, I found out that his AI is very exploitable if you attack in that kind of pattern. I'll admit, I don't know if this is a commonly known exploit. I don't know if other players do this, or if this is something that only I have found, but by attacking in that certain pattern, you can just stun lock him. And I've tested it on regular Genichiro. On regular Genichiro, it works much more rarely. It's just inner Genichiro who's like really susceptible to this particular attack pattern that I found interesting, and so that's how I fought him. You can do it in phase 1, but in his Way of Tomoe phase, he seems to be more susceptible to it because one of his attacks in that form, one of his very common attacks, is to dash backwards and then shoot you with an arrow. So all you have to do is walk into him and just slash, wait, walk, slash, wait, walk, slash, and then you pin him up against a wall, and, well, you saw me do it. So that will conclude the podcast thing, and before I go, let me give you a teaser of what my next video will be. I'm pretty sure that my next video is going to be like, it's not going to be a review, it's going to be an analysis of some story stuff from a series of games that I really like. It's going to be a short little commentary, maybe not that short, of my thoughts on some lore stuff that I think I might have something new to share about, because I wouldn't go through the effort of making a video if I thought that what I'm saying has already been said 1,000 times and that it's not adding anything to the internet world community. So that's it, and have a lovely day.